So I say it's time to get started. Welcome to the Black experience in Latin America. Today, Brittany and I are going to be discussing our experiences as Afro-Latino women. So I guess the first topic that we're going to touch on is, let me ask the question, Brittany, how do you identify? And if you could give us like a little bit of a background on your family and, where it is that you guys come from.
Sure. I identify as Garifuna American. My family is from Honduras. I'm a first-generation American here. And culturally speaking, our identity is closely linked to our language. Our language is a mixture of West African languages and indigenous languages of the West Indies and Latin America. And because of that unique Afro-Indigenous background, we classified ourselves and have been classified around the world as the Garifuna community. So Afro-Latino is a moniker that is just much more easier to explain and to showcase the merger of those two cultures. But if I could be specific, it would be Garifuna.
Okay. So when we had actually spoke in the past and you had told me, what your background was, I had actually never heard of it before. So I thought that that was really interesting. So I'm glad that you had the opportunity to explain it to the viewers today, because I know that I might not be the only one who that background was new to. But so I guess I'll tell you guys a little bit about my background. So I'm Puerto Rican and Black, and my dad is Black, my mom's Puerto Rican. My family on my mom's side comes from Vega Baja in Puerto Rico. On my dad's side, I'm not quite sure. Obviously that has a lot to do with slavery and like our people being brought here to the United States. So we kind of got a little bit of our history erased when that happened. So I know something that I want to do in the future is kind of try to look into that and see if I can maybe pinpoint, where our family came from and, get a better understanding of who I am and like my dad's background. So that's a little bit about me. The first question that we're actually going to use to kick off this conversation that we had spoken about before is, I know that some of you guys, when you filled out job applications or any type of like forum or something like that, there's always that question of what is your ethnicity? What is your race? So I was actually recently filling out a form, and I took the liberty of taking a screenshot of that so that I can read through it for people so you could see the different options of racial backgrounds that they let you choose from. So the first one is Hispanic or Latino, white, and then in parentheses they have not Hispanic or Latino. Then there's Black or African American, in parentheses, not Hispanic or Latino, Native, Hawaiian, or other Pacific Islander, not Hispanic or Latino, Asian, not Hispanic or Latino, American Indian or Alaska Native, not Hispanic or Latino, two or more races, which is the one that I always get excited about because I assume that that is the one that I will pick, except for the fact that it is also not Hispanic or Latino. And then obviously they give you that option of decline to self-identify. So Brittany, when you're filling out any type of form, application, what have you, what do you normally pick and why?
Okay. Well, just to speak a bit on that form, I think that is just poor survey taking at that point, like if they were those questions, because we all know that the Latin American culture is so diverse. It's all shades, all cultures, and all ethnicities that exist in Latin America. And so to like have Asian communities not identify as Hispanic or Latino is like crazy to me, because there is a huge Asian population in Latin America that are born, raised, and are immersed in our culture. So those type of surveys, I have a personal issue because it completely erases the influences of these specific demographics in Latin America. So going on to what I pick, I do not pick, well, if the question is worded correctly, they tend to have Latino, regardless of race. And if they have that option, I pick that option. If they do not have that option, then I pick Black. And if there's a question like the one that you had presented to you, I do not disclose, because it perpetuates the idea that the way those questions are worded are appropriate, which is completely false. Now, when it comes to the census, I do write in Garifuna American because I do believe that representation is important, especially for a community whose history is only alive based on people learning about that history.